Okay, good morning, everyone. Please join fast. We'll wait for 1 minute and then we'll proceed. Okay, good morning, Swayam Prabhu. Good morning, Bharti, Siddharth, Raj. Hi, Parul. Good morning, James. Okay, so I think this would be one of the interesting topic that every researcher is interested in. So what we'll do now that I'll just giving you one demonstration regarding maybe within 5 to 10 minutes regarding how to select and how to ensure the indexing of the journal and how to select what is the way that we follow in order to select the fast publication free journal. Okay, maybe within 5 to 10 minutes, and then we'll move ahead answering your questions. So meantime you can just put your questions in the comment box so that I'll be taking these questions one by one. Okay. In many of my videos, I have already discussed about the how to select fast publication free journals in different fields. Okay, most probably that we prepare videos on journals of a kind of interdisciplinary journals. Okay, because it is a little difficult to prepare a journal on a specific topic, and there are 100 plus topics are there, fields, main areas, sub areas are there. Okay, but obviously you can select interdisciplinary journal and it is a little simple as compared to a specialized journal, that if you're selecting interdisciplinary journal, then quite there is a possibility that your research article can be accepted a little faster as compared to a specialized journal, because specialized journal would be having their specialized reviewers team. Okay, and most of these journals falls under Q1 and Q2 category. Okay, so on this journal finder tools also, I have one video. Let's go through this a little fast and then we'll come back to the indexing page. So there would you will find different journal finder tools are available where you will locate exact journal that you are interested in according to your field or your research area. So for example, if you are interested to publish your research article in elsewhere journal, then you will find elsewhere journal finder is also there. You can search it on a search engine and then you will get this page where you can search for, see, you can find the journals by abstract. You can just copy your abstract so that you will get a specialized list of journals, and you will only get these journals, those are under elsewhere. But I'll search by keywords. For example, if I want an interdisciplinary journal in the field of science and technology, okay, I'll search with this keyword. So you will see that I have got around 40 journals. 40 journals, those are related to science and technology. So you can see, for example, the first journal, Journal of Material Science and Technology, JMST. The main thing is you will get overall access to the metrics of the journal. You can see here the site score, impact factor, acceptance rate, time to first decision, and time to publication. On this you will get an overall idea. Okay, but based on this you need not to select a journal. You have to confirm this metrics from the journal homepage or website from the indexing. Okay, that would be the second part that we'll be discussing. So here you will see open access. If you're moving ahead with this choice, then obviously you have to pay a very high amount, which is around 3000 USD, and this is subscription category. After acceptance, if you are choosing subscription, then you need not to pay. As an author, you need not to pay any that APC charges or publication charges. So you'll be having different options here. You can filter these choices. For example, right now you have got around 40 journals. So you can filter according to, see, these options. For example, I don't need the journals that only offers open access. Okay, I'll make it off. Now I'll get all the journals. Those journals are offering this subscription category as well. After accept means all these journals are free. You need not to pay. If you are choosing this category, you need not to pay any publication charges. Similarly, time to first decision. Okay, you can make it 1 week or maybe 2 weeks. Then you can see only 17 journals are there. Those time to first decision is either 1 week or 2 weeks. So accordingly, you will get an overall metrics about the specific journal. Means if it is an elsewhere journal, you can just finalize the name based on this matrix. Just select this journal. For example, Journal of Material Science and Technology I have selected because acceptance rate is good, time to first decision it is quite fast. Now I have to confirm the journal matrix from the journal homepage. Okay, and how to proceed with the journal homepage means how to redirect with the journal homepage. Before that, you have to visit the indexing page. Means you don't have any information about indexing, whether the journal is indexed in Scopus, whether the journal is indexed in Web of Science. So you have to search this journal title, source title, on the Scopus homepage or Web of Science indexed homepage. And based on there, if you will find the source listed under those indexing, then you will confirm that yes, this journal is there in Scopus or Web of Science. Okay, this is one tool to find out elsewhere journal. Similarly, as you can see here, Springer journal finder is also there. So you can just open this if you want to publish with this any of the Springer journal. Okay, so search by keyword. Here also you will search by keyword and you can directly move on the journal homepage. Okay, and the third is Taylor and Francis journal suggester. Similarly, you'll find different journal suggester tools. See, this would be the first stage, and this would reduce the total time period which is required for the journal selection of your specific topic or area. Once you do that, then the second stage, that you have to search that journal title from their indexing pages. Okay, now I need to see, I have selected that journal and I need to see whether that journal is there in Web of Science or not, because in my university they are only asking that I need to publish into the Science Citation Index expanded journal. So I have to confirm this. See, that journal is there in elsewhere, but you need to confirm whether it is there in the indexing or not. Then the simple stage is, first you have to just create your free account. Okay, you will create your free account. You have to provide this basic email ID, password, etc., so that you will be able to generate your login ID and password, and then you have to log in with your provided login ID and password. So this is required. This is free of, register sign up process is free of cost, but this is required if you want to get a more detailed information about specific sources. So just do this, and then you have to search that journal name here. Okay, for example, if I want to look for this journal, that is Energy Research and Social Science. Then once I search for that source, then you will get this information. Means that journal is there in SSCI, Social Science Citation Index. And based on that, you will confirm that this journal is still there in this Web of Science. And then the second stage is, now you have to see whether this journal is, see, we have on elsewhere web page. If this is an elsewhere journal, then there itself on the elsewhere web page that you will get information about whether this is free journal or paid journal, and that you can also confirm from this journal homepage. Okay, that is better, because else, see, whenever this source is displayed under that elsewhere, that is a publisher page. So there is a possibility that journal has updated on journal's website about the that APC charges, but it may take some time to update on the publisher website. So it is always better to confirm from publisher website as well as on the journal homepage. So this is more accurate as compared to the publisher. And the most important thing is you have to visit the journal homepage directly from this link. Most of the on the most of the Web of Science sources page, you will find this link. See, this thing also I have explained in my previous video, that if on search engine, if you are putting a specific source title, then there is a possibility that you will be redirected to the clone journal, okay, or fraud journal homepage. And in that case, there is a possibility that we may waste our valuable document. So it is better to redirect to the genuine journal homepage from either from Web of Science or from Scopus, if it is a Scopus journal. So you have to click here. Okay, so this is the homepage of this journal. So this is obviously, this is not a clone journal. So you will get access to this matrix once again. And the most important section is you have to refer this about section. You have to see this aims and scope section, and you have to see whether your research area is covered under these topics or not. Okay, if yes, then only you have to select this journal. But still you have to confirm two important points. See, once again, we have to confirm about the cost and publication duration. See, in this insight, journal insights, you will get access to the metrics. See, right now, for example, I have taken this journal, but for different publisher journal, you have to find out these options. Means about aims and scope, journal insights, abstracting and indexing. At different places, you will find somewhere it is mentioned, but you have to find out. For example, see here, the review time and submission to acceptance time is clearly mentioned. But still, most of the time, this is a journal's general points that the journal has mentioned on their homepage. But for publication duration, I'll recommend you to download. See, I'll be showing you few examples. You have to download the recently published research articles, maybe 15, 20, if it is an open access journal, or there are few open access articles available. When the journal is open access as well as subscription, it favors subscription as well. So you have to download open access articles, maybe 15, 20, and you have to observe the submitted date and acceptance date. So it is here, this is again mentioned that subscription category is available, so you can publish without paying any of the charge, so that you will confirm that this journal is free. And in this way, in different journals homepages, you will find articles and issues, volumes, so you can refer latest issue. When you click on that, you'll find number of research articles recently published in that journal. So you can download, you can view, click on view PDF. So most of the times what happens, that many journals write acceptance date, submission date and acceptance here, maybe under the affiliations. Sometimes you'll get that information here, or sometimes in the footer section. For example, this is a first page footer section where they are clearly mentioned about this article is received on 11th August and revised from 12th January, accepted in January itself. Means it has taken something around 7 months. Okay, so we have, when we analyze these journals, there are a lot of journals, maybe in thousands. Those journals publishes their research articles maybe within 1 to 3 months. But obviously the main thing is we have to spend a considerable time in order to analyze the journal, and I personally feel this stage is very important. So obviously we need to spend a considerable time in order to select the journal. So here, now this journal has taken 7 months. If I have referred 10 research articles and few research articles are published within the period of 4 months, few research articles are published within the period of 1 year. So what does this indicate? The average publication timing is 6 to 7 months. Average, I'm saying, based on 10 to 15 research articles. Okay. Then I can say if the journal has recently published 20 research articles within the period of 6 to 7 months, then yes, there is a probability or there is a possibility that your research article can also be accepted within this period. Any other journal, if I found that almost all the research articles are accepted within the period of 1 to 2 months, then you can make sure that your research article can also be accepted. See, acceptance, it depends on acceptance rate also. There is a possibility that it can be rejected if there is no any novelty in that work, innovation in that work. But still, you will get an idea that yes, this is a fast journal. First decision, see, in most of cases that when you receive the emails on any communication through WhatsApp, then the research scholars used to mention that they have submitted their research paper and that journal has taken 3 months. Since 3 months, they haven't received any kind of communication, whether it is under review, whether it will be rejected, accepted, nothing. So in that case, obviously, as you have already submitted your research paper in one journal for 3 months, you cannot submit the same paper in any another journal. So you will waste your 3 months. And because of that, this stage is really very important, because this journal, every journal has mentioned on their home pages that for first decision, it may take 1 week, it may take 2 weeks. You have to find out that journal. If this information is not there on the journal homepage, then refer to the publisher's homepage. Okay, so based on that, even if your research article is rejected in 1 week, you can move ahead submitting your same research article in another journal, so that you will save your time, and there is a probability and in second or third or fourth journal your research article can be accepted. So similar to the Web of Science that I explained, same thing you have to apply to the Scopus. So you have to search, if your criteria, if your university criteria is to publish in Scopus journal, then you have to refer to the Scopus homepage. And in Scopus homepage also, you have to provide basic credentials so that you will sign up, name, email ID, etc. And then you can log in. So this is what I have logged in, and you have to click on the sources. And when you will click, then here also you can find out the subject area according to title. You can search, for example, I need to search specific journal, select title, enter that journal title name, and then you will find that journal title. Okay, and if you want any specific journal, for example, I need journal in food technology, so I'll search for food technology and I'll find sources. So I'll get a lot of sources are related, those are related to the food technology. Then again, you have to follow the same stage. You have to see whether that journal is free or paid, and what are the publication duration by downloading recently published research articles. For example, this is the journal. I want to see whether it is there in Scopus or not. So yes, when I searched, I found this journal. That does mean it is there in Scopus, but I don't know whether it was there in Scopus or currently it is there in Scopus. So you have to click on that journal, and from when you click on that source, from this page you will get exact information, because the journal those are discontinued, those journals will also be there in the list. But whether those journals are discontinued or those journals are currently in Scopus indexing, so based on when you click on that source, then only you will get this information. In last video also I have explained this part. Right now it is showing present. That does mean this journal is there in Scopus. You can go ahead submitting your research article in this journal. And there is one other case, like you can see here. Scopus coverage years are from 1986 to 2017. So in that case, Scopus has clearly mentioned the coverage discontinued in Scopus. So you have to make sure. And then same thing, you see here also, in many for many sources you will find one option here, and from that you can directly move to the journal homepage. But on Scopus, I found many journals, those journals have not given the link of the journal homepage. So in that case, obviously, if that journal is there under Web of Science, you can redirect from Web of Science page, or else you can just search this title on the search engine. There won't be any other option. Okay, so here also same, that you have to find out that journal, go to the journal homepage, download the sources, and you have to look for the journal submitted date and article submitted date and acceptance date. Okay, so these are some basic things that you have to keep in mind while selecting the journal. But the most important thing is you have to spend a considerable time, and I think you must spend a considerable time to select the journal, because this is really the most important part. Otherwise, we may lose whatever we have done, work done maybe for last 2 years, 3 years. If you are submitting it into a clone journal, or sometimes there is a probability, there is a miss many cases I found that the my research article is published in Scopus journals. At that time when I published, that journal was there in the Scopus, then it is removed, and my article is published in that journal, but it is not indexed. Obviously, the university will search those titles in the journal indexing page. If your published article is not there in the Scopus indexing, then the university won't consider that you have published in Scopus, so that work will be wasted. So you have to again rewrite, or you have to again write another research article, and then you have to follow the same process. Okay, so I hope, actually, in many of my videos, I have already conveyed this information, but still, before moving ahead with the question and answer session, I've thought that you should know this information as a part of revision. Okay, so if you have any questions, we will start considering the questions. So, meantime, you can also ask if you do have any questions regarding selecting free and fast publication journals in specific field. Okay. One question is there. Parul Sharma is asking, is this good to get our paper published by local publishers online? They ask some money and publish our paper in UGC Care listed group 1 and 2. Okay. This is really a good question. And I think this is a kind of risky things that the research scholars are doing. And I'll always say that please stay away from this kind of consultancies, because we have also get contacted by many similar kind of consultancies that I should just that promote their platforms through my channel, and they will just give me maybe 20-30% of the amount. But I always stay away from these types of consultancy, because I know the reality that many of these consultancies will tell you that they will publish your research article. Maybe you have to pay 2000 INR, 3000 INR, or they will publish your research article in UGC Care Group 1. So UGC Care Group 1 is completely separate, and UGC Care Group 2 is nothing but all the Scopus and Web of Science Index journals are considered as UGC Care Group 2. So you see, it is comparatively difficult to publish in UGC Care Group 2 as compared to UGC Care Group 1. Now, the fraud, where exactly the fraud is, in UGC Care Group 1, there are many journals, those are only a print journals, means they won't publish their volumes online. So many of these consultancies will tell you that they will publish your research articles in those printed version. Okay, and they may provide, see, they have their clone journals with this exact same journal name, exact same ISSN, and they will take maybe 3-4 thousand from you. They will simply just convert any Word document by adding volume names, that journal name and all, and they will provide you a print version of your article only, but they have not published your research article in that genuine journal. So I always recommend you to stay away. If anybody is asking you for money for publication, don't go ahead. So it is better to, I'm sorry, but I will always recommend that just learn few basic things about research writing, publication and all. So definitely, even if you are carrying out an average research, then also you can publish your research article easily in UGC Care listed journals. The only thing is you have to spend a considerable time in journal selection. See, don't go ahead for Q1, Q2, Q3 journals. Just select Q4 journals newly added in the indexing. So they have to accept a considerably large volume, because they need to increase their citation scores and all. So that is the way that you can go ahead. That is a good thing. Okay, Ashruddin N, please tell me about Scopus journals for English subject in free of cost, paid, but need fast publications. See, obviously, you can put your specific fields here, but right now in this section, it is not possible to provide the journal list. But obviously, in next week, I'll be coming up with the video, maybe for 10 to 12 journals. Okay, we have already analyzed those journals. But if you're putting a specific field in this chat box, then definitely I'll be considering those fields as well in my upcoming video. That is what I can do. Ramsi Fuzzy sir, could you please suggest some UGC care list journals suitable for social science, especially in maximum within that can publish maximum within 2-3 months? Okay, definitely I'll consider this area, and you will get similar kind of journals in upcoming video, maybe next week, next Friday. Obviously, Nirmala Shinde, I'll consider this computer engineering journal. We have already included computer engineering journals. So, but you will get that information in next week. Okay, Dr. Anita, for applied mathematics also you will get the journals in the next week. Okay, Karthikeyan R. Sir, in Scopus site, journal source link is not available nowadays. Then how will find original site? That is what I have explained maybe few minutes ago. So for few journals, you will find that link which is there in the Scopus, that indexing page. But for most of the journals, you won't find the direct link, so that you will visit the homepage from Scopus indexing page. But in that case, you have to search that source title in the Web of Science index page. So there are many journals, those are there in the Scopus indexing, as well as those journals are there under Web of Science indexing. So if that journal is there under Web of Science, then you can visit the journal homepage from Web of Science indexing page. If it is not there, then obviously the only way is you have to search that journal title on the search engine, Google search engine, and you have to confirm the ISSN number and all. So that is the only way. Akshaya Dhingra is asking, is it preferable to publish in paid Scopus journals? Okay, this is really a very excellent question. So I would like to clarify one thing. To publish in paid journals is not a wrong thing. You'll find a lot of journals. See, paid journal means what? I'm not asking about the fraud journal. Those may be asking you to pay 2,000, 3,000 amount, 5,000 amount, and they will publish your research article within 1 or 2 days. Okay. This is no any kind of publication, no any kind of journal available that can publish your research article within 1 to 2 days or 2 to 3 days. Okay. If any journal is doing it, then you can say that is a fraud journal. Don't go ahead with that journal. Now about the paid journal. So paid journal means the journal, as I always say, that when your research article will be accepted, you will be given two choices. One is publishing your research article open access, and publishing your research article closed access. That is called as subscription. In open access, you have to pay a considerably high amount. For example, you have to pay 50,000 USD. Sorry, you have to pay maybe 2,000 USD or 1,000 USD. So in that case, if you are opting that, or this is one case that the journal offers you two choices. There are many journals, those only offer you one choice, gold open access. Means after acceptance, you must pay that amount. Then only your research article will be accepted. So that journal is there in the Scopus. The same journal is there in the Web of Science. Then that is not a fraud journal. You can go ahead publishing your research article by paying that fee. If you have any funding support, your project support, if your university gives you that amount, then I'll prefer you to go ahead submitting. See, there is one advantage if you are submitting in the open access, that when you publish your article will be available freely to everyone in the world. Then obviously, if I'm having access if I am from average university. Because of that I don't have access to the all sources. In that case, if your research article is published freely, I can download your research article, and I will read that research article, and I will also cite that research article. Because of that, your citations will increase. Obviously that affects the citation. Number of citations are more, obviously we can say that is a good thing for a researcher. It strengthen your research profile as well. So in that case only I'll prefer. So it is not wrong to publish in paid journals. If that journal is under Scopus, maybe Q1, Q2, Q3, or under Web of Science, and if you can pay that amount, then obviously you can go. But I will not recommend you to pay that amount from your own pocket. If you have any funding source, then obviously you can go ahead. Then Arunima Datta, sir, please provide Scopus in the field of education. Okay. Yes, Arunima, we will consider you this field, and you will get at least 2-3 journals in upcoming week, means in the next week itself, most probably on Friday. Abhay Raj Chauhan, so tell about writing the article section. Okay, actually, for research writing, see, this is a kind of a different Q&A session, but yes, on writing research article, research paper, most probably by using this advanced modern AI tools, we have planned one-day workshop. So we will provide that. So you can visit our website www.myresearch.com. Under that website, under courses, you will find this one-day workshop, which is planned on next Sunday. So I'll prefer you, if you are interested to learn how to write research article, review article, and most probably by using these advanced modern AI tools, then I'll prefer you to go ahead. Abhay Raj Chauhan, I have data of diabetes patient from the hospital, but how to write each section for the article? It's the same thing, that you can join the workshop and we'll be discussing that, because that is also a live workshop for 5 hours. So you'll get a lot of time to discuss on this. Siddharth is asking, some journal APC $500. This journal is legitimate or predatory? Please tell me. I think I have already explained this point. If the journal offers only open access category, and that journal is there in the Scopus Web of Science, then that is not a predatory journal. You can go ahead, but you have to confirm the indexing from both this. Even if it is only a Scopus in Q1, Q2, yes, that is an excellent journal. You can go ahead, but don't pay this amount from your own pocket. If you have any funding agency or your university allows you to pay these charges, then you can go ahead. Yes, Abhishek will be providing the mathematics journal in next week. IoT related journals also will include Akshaya. Jyoti Negi is asking, IJST is in group 2 but discontinued from Scopus, and they are charging 10K, but they didn't provide information about the journal like indexing, etc. But it is in Web of Science. Is this UGC Care journal? Yes, Jyoti, this is a good question. But the only thing is, in UGC Care Group 2, if your journal is under that Science Citation Index expanded indexing, then it will be considered under UGC. If it is under ESCI, Emerging Sources Citation Index, then that does mean the journal is newly added under that indexing ESCI. And when the citation score, the quality of journal will improve, that journal will be promoted to SCIE or SSCI, etc. Then only it will be considered under this UGC Care Group 2. So you have to confirm first whether that journal is there under ESCI or SCIE or SSCI, ASCI, etc. Samir Patankar is asking journals in Scopus and Web of Science for the subject journalism and mass communication need fast publication. Okay, we'll think of this field as well. Yes, Abhairaj, we will consider the medical journals in next week. Okay, Supriya is asking, sir, please provide Scopus journals on civil engineering. Definitely, Supriya, I'll consider this field and we'll provide few journals in next week. Okay, grassified teacher. Sorry, I didn't join on time. How do I search to see free and fast journals on Scopus and others that are related to science, education, technology? I think even if you have joined late, this video will be available when this live stream will be ended. This video will be available on the YouTube, so you can watch this video from the starting so that you will get this idea that how I have explained these things to serve the journal from the Scopus Web of Science and from different journal finder tools. Pradna, is it from India? I'm not trust. I'm sorry, I have not mentioned any kind of journal name. So, even though you are providing any journal name, then I need to analyze whether the publisher is from India or not. So I don't know. Okay, Satish Gaudi is asking, hi, can you explain how to find out original link of a particular journal in online majority fake journals only showing first? Okay, this is again a good question. Let's see. There is a kind of SEO. SEO means search engine optimization, and these fake journals, predatory journals, clone journals, SEO is really very strong. Means if you are searching on the search engine for a specific journal name, then first in 1 to 2 links you will find the predatory journals or clone journals, and then original journals will be listed maybe at fourth, fifth, sixth position. That is actually a sad, but that is the reality. So in that case, as I told you, try to search that journal title on the Web of Science page. If it is there on the Web of Science index, you will find the link. That would be a genuine journal homepage link. And one more thing that you can just do, see, obviously, previously on Scopus webpage also, you will find the maximum journals listed with their genuine link also, website link. But right now, for many sources, you won't find this link on Scopus webpage. So in that case, obviously, you can just try searching on the Google search engine, because I'll try to find out in a other way if the journal is not there under Web of Science indexing. There any other way to just track the genuine journal homepage or website. But one more thing that you can do, that if you have to see whether that specific journal name is under cloned or not. So on Scopus, whenever you move to the Scopus homepage, on that left side also there are some options: discontinued list of sources, and on UGC care also you will find one list that clone journals or fake journals. So you have to see, you have to search that journal title under that journal list, and you have to see whether there is any kind of clone journal related to my journal name. If that journal name is not there in the clone list, then you will ensure that this is the only journal. See, there are not all journals, means there is not clone journal available to each and every journal. There are only few clone journals, those are available for these few specific journal names. So if in that clone journal list your search journal title is not there, then obviously whichever link you will get, you'll go ahead submitting your research article, because there won't be any kind of clone journal available with the same name. Abhishek Rai, I faced this issue many times. Many journals like from TNF do not accept the paper even if the topic is focused on their aims and objectives and fulfill their criteria. Yes, Abhishek, sorry, but there are a lot of points that journals will consider to decide whether your research article will be accepted or not. Because I have published 3 SCI papers in last year, 1 year, okay, but they have not published when I have just submitted in the journal. Means I have also faced many rejections in many journals. So it depends on the quality of research article. There are many parameters, but these are the few important parameters. Most important parameter is the novelty of the research work that you have carried out. Okay, means if in your written research article, if the journal finds something different is there which is not been done previously, so in that is called as novelty. So in that case you will be given preference, even if your plagiarism is little more, your article is having grammatical errors and all, then also you will given one chance to correct everything. But if the journal do not find any novelty, if they found that a similar kind of work is already being done, so in that case many research scholars face this difficulty that even though they have selected journals appropriately, accurately, it is that your topic is exactly similar to the kind of topics that journal accept research articles, but still you may find rejection, may face rejections. But don't worry, that I found that few research scholars, those have for a single research article they have submitted in 25-30 journals, and after 25th to 30th the try, their research articles are accepted in that journal. So obviously when your research article will be rejected, few journals do not tell you the reason. They will directly show you that directly mention that your research article is not suitable for their journal, but few journals will provide. So in that case that information is will really be very important. So you have to modify every time according to their reviewers comments. You have to modify your research article, and then you have to find out next journal, you have to submit in next journal. So in this way your research articles will be finished, and your research articles will become excellent, and then there is a probability that in next journals your research articles can be accepted. But even though if your research article is rejected, don't worry, go ahead and submit your research article in another relevant journal. Satish Gaur, hi, can we publish backdated UGC KR or Scopus? Please tell me about advantage and disadvantage. So this is again a kind of risky question as per my experience. So you can publish, still you have to find out few sources, and then you'll find 90% risk is involved. 10% sources will be genuine, and those sources may publish backdated. Okay, but the most important thing is if you're talking about Scopus journal, that right now it is almost impossible to publish backdated. In UGC care group 1, yes, there are only 10% of the consultancies those can publish your research article backdated, maybe before they'll show before 2 years or 3 years. Shagun Priya, please make a video on UGC care list journals for business and commerce. Okay, definitely we'll think on it. Yes, Dr. Vikesh, we will consider few journals of law subject in our upcoming video. Also metallurgy and materials science journals will consider, Swapnil. Okay, Siddharth, what are the basic difference between research article and review article? Actually, there's a lot of difference in research article and review article. Review article, a basic statement is review article, it is a kind of that review you have carried out on already published data. For example, a specific field is there, XY field is there. So I have read around 100 research articles on this XY field, and I have just made a document of a summary of whatever, which is maybe within 10 pages, with some illustrative graphs, charts, etc. And I have uh, just that summarized all these 100 articles in my single document, and I have put some critical concluding remark that which is best, which is better, and all everything is there. So that is kind of review. And for research, actually you have to perform actual, maybe some experiments, simulations. You have to perform actual surveys and all. So based on that, you will come up with any new information, and that information you will present under results and discussion section. So that is kind of research, means you have to actually carry. Review is a kind of only reviewing already published data, that's it. But both things are really, to write a review article is not easy, to write a research article is also not easy, okay, until and unless you have some data, positive data. So on this topic, actually we have planned our workshop on upcoming Sunday, that will provide this one day workshop link in this video description. You can refer that. Yes, Bochi James is asking, please share link for workshop. Okay, I'll ask Raj to please share that workshop link in this video description. My team member will soon share this link in this video, this chat box. And also we'll put this link, one day workshop link, in this video description. So even though this live stream will be ended, you'll find that link in this video description. Okay. Shabd Bhav is asking, sir, there are any Scopus journals which consider space for conference? Okay, actually, this is really a very good question. So publishing in journals through conference. So I'll be considering Scopus and Web of Science Index conferences. So I'll just analyze these conferences and the journals. Those are tied up with these conferences. And it is a little easy to publish in Scopus and Web of Science Index journal through conferences. Okay. That thing also I'll cover in this, in the upcoming video. This is a good question, Shabd. SM Nazbu Sheikh is asking, Scopus versus Web of Science. It is a good question, but neither Scopus is bad nor Web of Science is bad. And in every, if you consider Scopus, in Scopus also the journals are ranked by Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. Means all the journals, those are there under Scopus indexing. In that, under that Scopus indexing also they have some ranking. Q1 will be rated highest, okay, and Q4 is the lowest. Similarly, in Web of Science also you will find Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. Okay, so to publish in Scopus, Q1 is again very good, and to publish in that Web of Science, Q1 is again considered as a very excellent publication. So obviously, so it depends. Means many Scopus Q1 journals are excellent, and many times this happens that if the journal is there in Scopus Q1, obviously you'll find the same journal maybe in Web of Science Index Q1, Q2, okay, or maybe there you'll find under Q1, that Q1 here you'll find under in Scopus Q1, Q2. So it depends. There are a lot of parameters like citation score, impact factor, etc., that we need to consider to decide whether Scopus journal is best or Web of Science Index journal is best. Yes, Vikas, we'll consider these journals related to management and tourism management soon. Okay, Yash is asking, Journal of Circuit Systems and Computers is not responding for 6 inquiry emails. It's been under review for 7 months. See, this is again a kind of a sad news, and that things happens with many of the research scholars, that we submit research article, and that research article may be showing under review for 6 months, 1 year. Okay, even with my colleague it has happened that the journal was under, means the research article was under review till 1.5 years, and then they have just write email that will be submitting our research article to another journal, so you are not responding to any. They have given reference to all the emails, and then please remove that journal. But still, they didn't receive any kind of journal response, but they submitted the same research article in another journal, and that journal has accepted the research article. See, if this is the case, means if you have submitted a research paper, you have written at specific interval in 6 months, 8 months, you have written an email to the editor that please update me about the status of the journal. And if the editor is not responding to you, then you can write a final email to the editor that please will be means don't publish this article, that we need to we will consider now another journal for publication. You can give the reference of previous email. So in that case, the mistake will be from that journal, because they have not communicated, they have not responded to any of your emails. And in that case, if you are submitting to other journal and it got published, then it is fine. Then even though in future you are getting any kind of communication from the first journal, you can tell them that we have already submitted and published. Obviously the mistake is from the first journal, so there won't be any legal consequences that you need to face. You can go ahead. Yes, Dr. Vikas will uh, consider few journals of law, and will be uploading a video in upcoming Friday. Okay. And SM Nazbush Sheikh, I publish Scopus Index book chapters. Isn't book chapters as good as research papers, as the criteria of acceptance is quite similar? Aren't those underrated as they aren't called Q1, Q2? Thank you very much for your question. This is really an interesting question that he's asking about. Publishing book chapters is underrated, but the criteria of acceptance is almost similar. Okay, so from my point of view, publishing book chapter is also good. It is not underrated. But why the preference is given to publish the research articles instead of publishing book chapters? The main reason is most of the research scholars are just doing their PhDs in different universities, and these universities have this criteria that research scholar has to publish 2 research papers, 3 research papers. They are considering must publish those research papers because they have to fulfill the criteria. So number of research scholars or the number of people, those are considering the written research data to publish in terms of research article and review article is more, okay, as compared to book chapters. And because of that, but if you are a professional, if you are working as a professor in any of the university, then definitely when you'll publish your book chapter in any of the, maybe in Scopus or under any publisher, a quality publisher, then there also maybe under Springer and all. So there also you will be given that same weightage as a research article. Okay, if you apply to any other universities and all. So from my point of view, that is not underrated. You can also publish as a book chapter also, but make sure that if you are publishing in to a publisher is very important. It should be like a quality publisher like Springer elsewhere. Then you will get a similar kind of weightage. Okay, would you give me free journal of Q1 classification in solar energy? Okay, on this quartiles ranking, probably I have planned one video. In that, I'll first explain about how these journals will be ranked Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. But obviously, when I will show you that from where you will find this Q1, Q2, Q3 list, in that uh, you will search for a specific journal topic. Like you are talking about the solar energy, you will search for a specific topic, you'll find these journals under that list. So that is a good way to locate the journals in Q1. Sir, next question is there. Is there any website for finding upcoming conferences for engineering students? Okay, Emmanuel, thank you for your question. I'll definitely see this thing is also considerably means important thing we can say that if you search for a specific conference, then you will get hundreds of websites. So you don't know whether that conference is a genuine or not. Okay, so for this, basically, I'll be explaining few important organizers, and the most important thing is if the conference, if the conference is organized by any top-notch university, any top-notch organization, okay, research lab, then you can go ahead that submitting your research paper in those conferences, because those conferences will be having a good tie-up with good journals if they are publishing their research articles. But there you'll find a lot of conferences, those that conference charges will be 5,000, 10,000, and they won't be publishing your research article with a good that referred journals. They may be having some tie-up with some journals, those are not there in the Scopus Web of Science. So it is of no use by paying that amount to this. See, the main purpose of the conference is to get a chance to interact with the quality researchers working on your specific topic. And because of that, it's very important to see who has organized the conference. Obviously, I'll be explaining one video on that, detailing about the conference publishers and all. Okay. If you don't have any question, we'll stop here and we will continue these live sessions. Okay, after specific intervals, maybe up to 7 days or 10 days. So even though I couldn't answer few of the questions, obviously in the upcoming sessions I'll answer each and every questions. So but this, from this chat box, I have got this idea that some research scholars have put their topics and they need the journals from specific topics. Obviously we'll consider these topics and we'll be suggesting you some interdisciplinary journals, those can consider these topics. Okay, maybe law, social sciences, computer engineering, etc., that I have referred to. Okay, so thank you very much. If you still have any doubts, you can, this video will be, after this live stream will be ended, this video will be there on this YouTube channel. Just put your that research question in this comment box and we will definitely consider these comments, and in upcoming video we'll be answering these questions also. And if you need any kind of journals, then put that specific area in the comment box. We'll be considering these journals, and maybe in upcoming videos I'll be suggesting few of the quality journals. So thank you very much for joining this session, and I hope this information will help you. If you still think that you have some doubts and queries, you are always welcome. Please write those doubts in the comment box. We will be answering to these comments, and we'll also consider these questions and we'll answer these questions in the upcoming live sessions. So thank you very much.